Welcome to What's Cooking on the Dan.
Join Get Fit for the first cooking show in the Dan River region.
Learn how to move, eat, and live healthy with this week's guest, former First Lady Ann Holton and Donald Pippin.
Stay healthy and fit, Dan River region. To learn more about our recipes, please join us at What's Cooking on the Dan at Facebook and Twitter.
And check out our website at getfitdanriver.org.
Welcome to What's Cooking on the Dan. I'm CG and I'm here with a very special guest today, Mrs. Ann Holton, the Program Director for Great Expectations. How are you today, Ann?
Hey CG, I'm great and I'm delighted to be here. I'm the statewide Program Director for Great Expectations and really thrilled to be visiting these Great Expectations young people here at Danville Community College.
Well, we are very delighted to have you here and we're glad to have the students here who are part of the program.
Great Expectations!
Woo-hoo! So today we're going to do some exercises. They're called pyramids, and you're going to find out why they're called pyramids in a minute, because we're going to get started. Are you guys ready, baby?
Yeah, we're ready!
All right, let's get started with these pyramids. Bend down, one, kick back, one. All right, now we're going to do two, one, two, one, two. All right, down, one, two, three, kick it back, one, two, three. All right, who feels that? Anybody feel the burn? Yeah. It didn't take very long, did it? Everybody, you look great doing those. You've done it. And we come down. One, two. All right. One, two, three. One. You look good back there. Two, three. Okay, and then one, two, three. And so there you have that. You can keep it the same way you keep going to build the pyramid. So how does that feel? There you go. Good twist side to side. Nice smiles. Thank you for coming, and we'll see you in the kitchen at our house, and we'll see Dr. Pippin as well.
Yeah, I'll be cooking.
Hey guys, can we also thank you to CG?
Thank you.
Okay, so we have some fantastic things to cook today
Right.
and talk about. And so y'all have worked out with CG.
Right.
Get a good workout in?
Yes, we
We
did.
did.
Yeah.
We did our
Yeah. Then we're ready to
pyramids.
eat.
Pyramids.
Now
Yes,
ready to
did
eat
your
healthy.
pyramids. I
Eat
love the
healthy.
pyramids. And let's eat. We're going to have actually a raspberry glazed pork tenderloin, correct?
Correct.
We're going to have Pippin's Party potatoes cheesy bake.
Right.
And we're also going to have roasted asparagus. You know, with my plate, we always follow every time you eat, you should eat a fruit and a vegetable, whether it's a
Right.
meal or a snack. So a fruit or a vegetable. So we have to throw that green in there, and today it is steamed asparagus. So we're super excited about it, and we're gonna move quick because Pippin, he keep up. He moves quick, y'all. He has gone ahead and prepared a wonderful rub for the pork tenderloin. So I'm going to turn it over to Pippin and let him tell you about what he's already done. We're going to work on the potatoes and the asparagus. Well, Pippin is, and Ann and I are going to be able to talk. Ann has a little bit of a cold, and so she has lost her voice. So just bear with her.
I'm squeaking it out.
Squeaking it out today, but we are just so delighted again that you're here today. So thank you for coming. Even though you're a little under the weather, we appreciate it so much.
Thank you, Stephanie. It's been a fun day.
Well, good. Okay.
Well, Stephanie,
Pippin,
first of all, we'd like to thank Midtown Market for donating our pork loin.
Yes.
And I got that yesterday, and I marinated it in pineapple juice, a little bit of white wine, garlic, and natural seasonings and accent, and a little bit of Ken's honey mustard, Ken's ranch vinaigrette dressing. And then that was marinated overnight, and before we baked it, all of that was drained off, and I topped it so all the juices will stay in with seasoned salt and kosher salt. And that will keep all the juices in so that when you cut it, you'll just take the salt off and have a nice slice of pork that is very light and healthy.
And it smells fantastic, doesn't it?
It really does.
Yeah.
It's tempting us all.
I know, we're starving. Okay, so while that's baking then at 350 for about how long?
About 45 minutes.
45 minutes, and this is a big piece of meat. We're going to go ahead and prepare the potatoes, and so Pippin has already prepped those as well.
The potatoes that I prepped, they are salted overnight to get some of the starches and the potato ground taste out of them. They were marinated overnight in salt water, and seasoned salt and garlic. I poured those off, and now I'm going to add the red skin potatoes, compliments of
Ridge Farm.
Ridge Farms. All great, beautiful potatoes. You want to boil them until the skins are almost coming off or falling apart. The next thing you will do is add, instead of sour cream for health purposes, is yogurt. Stephanie?
Yes, so we're going to talk. Anne, do you have Greek yogurt? Do you use it at home?
I do, and I love it, actually.
Yes.
But I don't use it much in cooking, so I'm interested to know this.
Well, this is the plain Greek yogurt. Tastes exactly like sour cream, so you can substitute it for your sour cream dishes and recipes.
Huge difference in all kinds
You're
of
right.
dishes. That's
So
great.
you're a Greek yogurt lady, so you know that it has double the calcium of regular yogurt. Half the calories, it has double the protein, and 0 fat. So it is really kind of the wonder dairy product, and we love it. If you're not lactose intolerant, this is a fantastic product that we use all the time. So what do you usually use your Greek yogurt? Do you make parfaits?
Well,
or
mostly I just eat the little fruit flavored ones.
That's
I
great.
mix nuts in with it.
Yeah, well,
but as a protein, I like high protein snacks, and so it's a good protein snack.
And y'all heard that Anne is actually pretty active. Not only is she all over the place with all of your hats that you wear, but you also are physically active as well. So you need this to fuel your body.
At Ridge Farm, 2000D Westover Drive, Danville, Virginia, we have the best in fresh and local produce, local meat, goat cheese, local cantaloupe, fresh peach, corn, fresh baked breads, Honduras coffee, Homestead Creamery, milk and ice cream. Come see us at Ridge Farm, 2000D Westover Drive, 434-770-9298.
Cream to give it a little bit of consistency, and you just add that into. Some people like my family's all country. They think of cream potatoes. They want them thin. I like them the thick, heavier type potatoes. So that's going to be your own consistency. Then we have about Stephanie. How much garlic did you clove?
It was just 1 clove. We actually have shown our viewers how to easily chop up garlic when you crush it with that knife. So we've done that on another episode. And I'm glad that you left the skins on the potatoes, Pippin, because that's where the nutritional value is.
I did not know that.
Yes, so try not to skin them completely because you're getting your good fiber and all the good stuff with the skins.
Now this is what they look like with those first ingredients. Now this is the key that everybody loves. The garlic's in there, the butter, the whipping cream. The cheeses make this dish. It's a cheese blend of like Mexican cheeses, taco cheeses. You just get it in and then stir that in and let it melt. While the cheese is melting and hardening up, we will go ahead and start the asparagus and the raspberry pork loin sauce.
Okay,
You said whipping cream, but you didn't mean whipping cream. You meant the yogurt.
I meant the yogurt, yes. I did a little bit of whipping cream also.
A little bit of whipping cream.
Okay.
Just
Yeah, because see how they get real thick here?
Okay, gotcha.
So as the cheese dries, as the
yogurt,
cheese
whipping
melts,
cream,
yes, you may want to put a little more
garlic,
whipping
yeah,
cream. Now this asparagus, the key with good asparagus, when you cook asparagus, a lot of people will steam it in the microwave and they put the asparagus in the water and then let it boil. The key to good crisp asparagus, where you don't lose the nutrient in the boiling process, is have the water boiling first. So when you add it in there, you want the water boiling. While the water is boiling, a little bit of olive oil, a little bit of tablespoon of olive oil that will coat the asparagus. It will keep the nutrients inside, and then when we roll it and top it in the Parmesan cheese, it will give it a little bit of sticking asset. So the water's boiling, and while we're waiting for the water to boil, we will do the raspberry glaze sauce. The raspberry glaze sauce, when I first started making this, I would take fresh raspberries, put them in a blender with orange juice, a little bit of honey, and blend it all up in sugar, and it made a beautiful glaze. But for time's sake today, I've had a very hectic day, this is another substitute that I have found. Any raspberry preserves or jam, Put a jar in and simmer them down to it liquefies. Add a little bit of Ken's dressing to give that little oily taste. Add 1/8 of a cup of orange juice and 1/8 of a cup of sugar.
Not too much? That's good.
Not too much sugar. You don't want that sugary taste. Then you bring this to a boil and it will come to a thick glaze and melt it down so that when we take the pork out and slice the pork, and we'll slice the pork and you dish it or plate it and then you just put your glaze over top of it. The orange juice and the sugar will make the glaze. The orange juice will make it stick.
Oh, and it smells fantastic. Really, really good.
All right, Stephanie, clean up after him over there.
Thank you, Ann. You know,
I'm not a
I know
cleaner.
we have a little.
You can tell he's having fun.
Oh,
with it,
actually,
can't you?
I'll tell you what. I'm going to
Turn
this
that
over
up
here.
high, 'cause I don't know. And we've had problems with the burner, so if the burner comes on or the fan comes on,
I got it, Pippin. I'm on it. See, I'm the assistant today. So Ann and I get to chat, and while he's cooking then, we're going to go ahead and hear a little bit about Great Expectations, because we know this is a passion of yours and that you helped start it, Ann. So we had a chance to meet the fantastic students. They were
Aren't they a
great.
great bunch of young
Oh my
people?
gosh, yes they are. Tell us more about the program though. It's statewide.
Yes, it is. We're at 17 of the 23 community colleges around Virginia.
Okay.
But Danville is one of our longest standing programs, and Pippin has been here since the program started.
I'm not surprised.
5 years ago, and he just does, has been here a lot longer than that, but has been with this program since its beginning.
Yes.
And just does a phenomenal job because he shares my passion for these young people.
Right, and your passion from that really probably comes from your background as a judge.
Yes,
in
as a
court.
judge, we used to hear all the cases of young people who had been abused or neglected or
Right.
otherwise didn't have parents to care for them.
yeah.
And we would hear that evidence and then follow their cases throughout the time they were in foster care.
Right.
And Stephanie, this is really a program that's aimed at helping young people who've come up in and out of the foster care system or otherwise haven't had parents there to be supportive to them.
Right.
Help them get higher education.
Well, and that is fantastic. It really is the bridge then to higher education, and we watched your video yesterday talking
Yeah.
about the bridge.
Yeah.
And we actually have some students in the kitchen with us today who are on the set.
Our coaches are just the crucial linchpin to how this system works. Really, it's the combination of emotional and practical support that's almost in a pseudo-parent role that these coaches are filling in for these young people who don't have a parent.
I was taking calculus 2, had no clue what was going on, got a 23 on my first test, and basically I let her know right away because I knew it wasn't going great. And me being an independent person didn't want to accept help or accept some tutoring, so she literally walked with me to the Success Center and got me hooked up with a tutor.
But I think we're ready for the asparagus.
yes, if you notice in the saucepan here, you always want to use a saucepan with about a 1/4 cup of water. I made a little bit more this day because I'm doing a big extra batch. The olive oil is spread, so you got the olive oil taste down on the burner, and it comes to a boil. When you get those bubbles, we will add the asparagus, and you can always tell asparagus is ready when you put a fork in it that goes all the way through it.
Oh.
And, and you want to make sure you always, before you cook it, I've already done this to pre-prep, cut off 1 inch of the ends.
Right.
These have been soaking. We got them from the
Ridge Farm.
Ridge Farms. Soaked them in water last night. Then I cut them fresh before I get ready to put them in. So these are all ready to go.
So actually, while we took that break, everything cooked up. Pippin wasn't kidding. The asparagus cooked quick. Why don't you go ahead and tell us about that?
The asparagus, again, the key is making sure the water is boiling because you will saturate the water. And when you boil the water, it's boiling the nutrients out. So if the water is boiling, you put it in 2 to 3 minutes max. Stick a fork in it so it will have that crispy taste. And if it's crispy, you know you've lost no nutrients in it, and asparagus has got such a great nutritional value.
Yes, it
And then
does.
once you take it out, while the olive oil is still a little bit damp, you sprinkle it with a Parmesan cheese coating to give it a little bit extra taste. The raspberry glaze sauce is done. We've mixed all that. We're just waiting for the pork. Then the pork is done. So I'll
Can't
be
wait. This
pulling
is
this out.
I know, full meal.
Oh,
You always want to make sure your pork cooks at up to 170 degrees, and our pork is exactly 170 degrees.
Wow.
We take the thermometer out.
So, Pippin, what just fell off here
That
is a
is-
chunk. Explain that, because I saw you put it on.
Right.
Yeah.
This is, I put the seasoning salt here to get the seasonings in. Then I put the kosher salt so the pork will not burn. The kosher salt burns and gets the crust on it.
Okay.
But you put the kosher salt on really thick.
Right,
It wasn't
because
just a sprinkle.
it's like making a blanket. We're making a blanket on the pork. Now we rake that off.
Look at that. Oh.
And it's
So we're
seasoned.
not eating all that salt.
No, you're
yes,
not
good.
eating that
Exactly.
salt.
We were a little worried.
No, you don't eat the salt. Kosher salt, is good on margarita rims, but it's not good on pork.
And not good
And
for
you
our
notice
arteries either.
you have the pork loin is now cut. All of this is actually seasoned pork, gone into the
Wow.
pork.
Look at that. My goodness. Woo.
Wow, that is a beautiful piece of meat.
Now, Ann, I know that you probably eat very well as far as we talked about Ann's cooking in the kitchen and then doing all the neat things that you get to do.
I've had some opportunities to do some really good eating in my
I
lifetime.
bet you have.
These days
yes.
I'm doing
And
more of my
that's
own,
your
heating
finished
up
product.
something boring. So,
Look at
wow.
this.
That's your finished product
Juicy,
here.
y'all. I hope
It's
you can see this on
juicy.
camera.
Piece of meat.
It's juicy. It's got the juices dripping out of them. That's your pineapple juice and your spices that I did marinated
Oh, I
overnight.
can't wait to try that part.
plate it.
The marinating for 24 hours and then
That pineapple
seasoned
juice
salt
makes the
and
coating.
kosher salt.
Oh my gosh, this looks fantastic. Really,
And then
really
the
good.
sauce, the glaze, you're going to put that on
Right.
after you slice it.
Slice it after I slice it and plate it. And when I do this for a lot of group of people, I will just cut the pork loins and just put the glaze sauce on top. And if you notice, all of the pork is completely done all the way through. Wonderful white meat. It's got a little bit of the marbling around it to hold in the juices.
Here, I'm going to keep you from having
And
to.
you know the funny thing, so he does
stretch.
this for
I'll stick this
fun.
here, Pam. There you
He
go.
does this for fun when what he does for a living is helps these young people
I
we were
know.
talking
Isn't
about
that the
earlier.
truth? Now, are you going to go home and try this? I know. I think I can do this. I really, really do. So,
I think I really could.
well,
I
do you
think I
think the
could.
senator
And it's
would
very
get in
easy.
the kitchen with you and maybe he would
be
say
he would be happy to eat it.
he would be happy and happy to maybe help you clean up, right?
He'll do my grocery shopping.
That-
He'll go buy that pork.
And
loin.
I don't like women in the kitchen, so it's been very difficult for me today to have two talkative women on both sides of me. When I'm normally a quiet, shy person, and
Oh, right.
and I'm getting the edge over here. So I made it very clear.
Uh-huh.
Don't get in my way. I don't like women in the kitchen.
Yeah, so y'all know I'm usually leading it up here in the kitchen, but this has been a nice break, and I've been able to talk with Ann, and so
And-
Pippin's done all the work today.
And the good thing with pork tenderloin, once this is done, it can be frozen in slices to serve later, as well as taken and chopped up to have a nice barbecue sandwich.
Oh,
And it's
yeah.
still healthy and it still has all the juices.
Very lean.
Now I want y'all to taste the pork before the sauce and then see the difference after the sauce.
I want to taste it every which way.
And we have a lot of folks here on set who want to try it as well. So I tell you what, we'll try it without the sauce. Ooh, thank you. A little bit warm.
Tell me what you think. Was it worth driving from Richmond for?
Oh,
Oh my gosh, that is delicious.
it really is. We're not just saying that.
Now,
oh my goodness.
now the sauce, to see the difference, because some people don't
It's
like
the
the
moisture
sauce.
that's so
Yes,
extraordinary.
that's what that kosher
You better
salt
drip
does.
some onto me rather than vice versa. Save everybody
Mm.
from my germs.
And this is the plated finished product.
You whoops.
And you see the juices? All of those
That's okay.
All of those
Watch this.
juices were not in the pan. If you notice in the pan,
Mm.
there are no juices. It's all kosher salt.
Yeah.
All that kosher salt locked all those juices in. So all those juices are in the
Wow.
pork.
Well, I'll tell you what. We're gonna fix plates for everyone. Pippin, you about done
And now
yourself.
the glaze. You
And-
just put the glaze over each piece. And a lot of people like to come back to get more glaze for their vegetables.
With the asparagus.
Usually when I plate this, a lot of people can't get enough glaze. And I also do this with a homemade béarnaise sauce and hollandaise sauce. But I wanted to cook healthy today because raspberries are healthy. Thank
Get
you.
bid.
And a nice, inexpensive meal. This whole meal I did 5 pounds of potatoes, 1 bunch of steamed asparagus, and a pork tenderloin that was probably 2 pounds.
Okay,
great.
well, we'll be right back. And again, thanks for joining us for this. And you're going to see us enjoying a fantastic dinner. It's supper time already, right now. Really, it is. So we're going to have some supper, and we'll be right back.
Okay, enjoy.
If you want a brighter future, you have to have a spark. In the Dan River region, we see education not just as a spark, but as a beacon, a light that guides our children from the playground to the graduation stage and beyond.
We breathe life back into the region.
We ride to victory.
We soar to new heights.
We invest in our children. We invest in success. We invest in the future.
As y'all can see, we are enjoying our fantastic Pippin's Party
delicious.
Palooza feast.
Oh my gosh.
And we want to thank Pippin for coming, but we especially want to thank our out-of-town
Thank you.
guest and former First Lady, Miss Ann Holton. Thank you for coming and being
Thank
a
you so
part
much.
of
For
working out.
exercise.
Yeah.
Oh, you're very
For this
welcome.
wonderful cooking demonstration. I learned 2 or 3 new things on that.
Well, we were
I'm really
talking
happy.
about the Greek yogurt and microwaving your vegetables and things like that. So we've had a good chat, and we didn't want you to talk too much. Bless your heart, didn't have that voice issue. But as you can see, we can all talk enough to
Yes.
compensate. But thank you for coming to Danville and for visiting with us and appearing on our show. It's just that it really was a treat having you in the kitchen. And
It's been fun. It was fun to get to see God's Warehouse here and see the great work you all are doing, and always great to be with Pippin.
Yes.
And our
I want to
students.
thank Stephanie and Gigi and the filming crew for taking part in our Great Expectations event with Ann. It's a passion of ours and our students, and having one of our students with us today. But Stephanie, thank y'all for organizing this and planning. I really enjoyed it. And I don't only mind having y'all women in my kitchen now.
well, thank you, Pippin.
so much.
He made an exception for us, and we thank y'all for joining us. And remember, stay healthy and fit, Dan River
River
Region.
The region.